It was a dare. I don't know. I've always been cracking jokes and like being silly and stuff since I was a kid. And a friend of mine that I used to work with at a day camp dared me to do improv actually first, which I did. And the improv thing I did was like a class, and if you did well in the class, you could select to be in the show. So like I was selected to be in the show. One of the players in the troupe was a stand-up comic student named Rodney Ramsey. He was a really funny cat. And yeah, I told him, he's like, I like your one-liners. Why don't you do a show? Do a set. And I did. And I don't want to say I fell in love, but I really liked it, the challenge. So. I wasn't super nervous just because I was in a touring punk band for a very long time. And even at the time, so I wasn't scared of being in front of strangers. I was just kind of curious to know how my jokes were going to land. So that was kind of a little bit like kind of a little nerve-wracking, just like anyone else, I think. But I wasn't scared. I was just curious to know if my jokes, like the jokes made sense, because they can make sense in your head. And who's to say they're gonna work on stage? And that was before I even realized about open mics, like the whole procedure about doing open mics in order to smooth out your material, right? So yeah, it was nerve-wracking, but I wasn't scared. It was really interesting. I remember that night. I remember that. Eddie Murphy's Delirious is still one of my favorite specials ever. I remember seeing it as a kid and I was like, this is the funniest thing in the world. And some of those jokes are still, they land so well. One of my favorite comics right now, Kyle Kinane's one of my favorite, and Whiskey Icarus is great. Jeez. I don't know. I don't really keep track of like comedy like record titles. I don't know. I mean, I really like Byron Bowers. Recently, I've been watching a lot of his, like a lot of footage of him. I like his style. I mean, Hannibal Buress he's great. I like how calm he is, and he paces his momentum. That's really rad. Like Comedy Comisano is good. And yeah, I think Byron Bowers is one of the newer comics that I really like his style. It's very similar to Hannibal Buress, but it's not as slow and laid back, but it's still really paced well, and I like it. It's like really smart but really dumb at the same time, which is kind of like how I describe my style, like a smart dumb guy kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't try to. That's the thing. I don't nerd out about that, because then I don't know. I find the less I nerd out about that shit, the more it makes me like it. Because when I was in the touring punk band, I didn't only strictly listen to punk. I was obsessed with like Chromeo and Robin and Dizzy Rascal and all these random MCs and pop acts, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just punk. So I don't know, I feel the same way towards comedy. I'll just add everything that inspired me, and I'll like things that I like, but I don't nerd out about it. This is how I do it. I'm not just saying this because I'm Canadian, but there's some Kids in the Hall sketches that are unreal. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. There was one with a dog where the guy was getting mad at his dog, and he's like, if you don't do this particular thing, he's like, you're out. The dog, and within an hour, and then the dog would just move back the hand of the clock. And then it time lapsed to like a week later, and he has a long beard, and he's like, I swear to God, if you didn't do that thing in 1 hour, and then the dog just does like, what do you mean I haven't been to work in a month? And he's like, I swear to God, if you haven't done like, and I forget I don't know what the title of that sketch was, whatever, but that was one of the funniest, silliest sketches, and it involves a dog. Favorite comedic movies, I mean like the Beverly Hills Cops are fun, Lethal Weapons are always fun, I like 80s, 90s action flicks. There's like an aesthetic to it that you don't really see as much anymore. It's kind of cartoony and outlandish, and silly, but like kind of badass. There's like an aesthetic to it that makes it fun. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I guess that's my answer. I like the classics, man. Like I really like Cheers. I've been watching a lot of Cheers recently because I work at a bar, so I like Cheers. Naturally, Seinfeld is huge. But not because I'm a comic by any means. Like I've always liked Seinfeld, and my family's always liked Seinfeld. Sitcoms. You know what? Some Brooklyn Nine-Nine jokes are really funny. That show's been that caught me off guard because I'm not an Andy Samberg fan. I really don't like that dude. I think he's really lame, kind of hacky for how young he is. But like some of the writing in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is really good. Yeah, I don't know. I think look, man, I'm really tired of being a bus all day, so I'd love to just like yank out of my head like more answers. I think that right now, on top of my head, on top of my tongue, top of my head, that's like that's what I could give you. Joey Diaz. I like to go on the road with that guy. And he's just such a silly guy. There's a thing. It's funny because like I like Hannibal Buress, but his podcast makes me like him even more. Like it's so silly. And Joey Diaz, it's the same kind of thing. He's not like my favorite comic. I don't really take much from him as like a spectator to watching a pro or an aspire, an average comic or whatever class I am to a pro. But like there's the way he communicates with his guests and his friends, and the way he like just shoots the shit and like plays the nines. Like I just like that, and it's real to me. Kind of reminds me of like kicking with my friends, and yeah, I would say probably Joey Diaz would be fun. Milton Berle, even though Dean Martin's not a comic, but he hosted those roasts, I think he'd be a cool guy. I just think he's a cool Italian guy, and I'm half Italian, so it'd be cool to get roasted by a cool Italian guy. Natasha Leggero did one really good one. I don't know if it was with Justin Bieber. I can't remember. She did one recently that was really good. And Kate Trevor Wilson's a Canadian comic from Toronto, and he won or placed really well in one of the last roast battles. So that'd be cool. Like we got another local Canadian comic who's also a big dude with a beard to make fun of me. And the other one, dead or alive? Richard Jenny was a snappy little guy. He'd be pretty cool. I don't know if he did many roast battles or if he wasn't involved with roasts, because he was like a one-man show kind of dude. But he was a snappy little guy, and I like his role in The Mask. So I think it'd be pretty cool to get roasted by Richard Jenny. Definitely acting. I studied theater in college, and I really liked it. I even had an agent for a bit and did auditions. I just never landed anything. But yeah, I would definitely go back into acting for sure. I've been actually thinking about it a lot. A friend of mine wants to do like a psychological horror movie, like a short film, to submit to Toronto After Dark in Toronto and Fantasia Film Festival. It's like a sci-fi horror film festival in Montreal. Two like fun indie horror festivals that are blowing up that are really big. So and I love those festivals, so I believe in that. Yeah, so eventually to act and to definitely go back into that. Writing fun stuff that doesn't have to shock you in order to get a laugh or a giggle, and just make it universal so everyone can feel like they're having a good time. Because I hate it when it's too alt or too offensive and aggressive, or too relationshipy or too ethnic. It's like, why not just be universally well-rounded, So just get to a point where like that is just like my flow. I would love to do more comedy in New York. I'd love to maybe one do South by Southwest, just because Austin's really cool and that's a really cool festival. Apparently it's really hard to get into. But whatever. Yeah, just do more stuff in the US, considering I'm Canadian. And yeah, so definitely in New York. I would love to one day, even if it's one of those like cheap open mics, but at least do the Comedy Store. Like just do 5 minutes, do 4 minutes at the Comedy Store. You know what I mean? That would be really cool. That would be like I could get hit by a car the day after, and it's like I did that. I'm not really big into Twitter, but follow me on Instagram at JerseyFred05, JerseyFresh05. Why? I don't know why it's my name, but I update my Instagram as much as I can, like shows and stuff that's going on, but also weird shit that's happening in my life. And I think it'd be a good insight to who I am and where I'm at. So that's what I like. Canadians are fun, and man, I'm tired of so much shit. I don't know if this is even cool or funny or not. I don't know. That I'm a cool guy. I just want to be a cool guy. Like a fun substitute gym teacher. That's what I'm here. Hey, what's going on? My name is Gabe Koury. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, originally from Montreal. I'm here at Sarbez in St. Augustine, Florida. Come check out this interview at cutie.com.